Continuing where I left off, of one they say bears with him everywhere the hearth-guards of his country, one who bore his father, spent with age, upon his shoulders. Could I not then have torn him limb from limb, and flung the pieces on the sea? His company, even Ascanius, could I not have minced, and served up to his father at a feast? The luck of battle might have been in doubt, so let it have been. Whom had I to fear, being sure to die? I could have carried torches into his camp, filled passageways with flame, annihilated his father and son and followers, and given my own life on top of all. O sun, scanning with flame all works of earth, and thou, O Juno, witness and go between of my long miseries, and Hecate screeched for at night at crossroads in the cities, and thou, avenging Furies and all gods, on whom Alyssa dying may call, take notice. Overshadow this hell with your high power, as I deserve, and hear my prayer. If by necessity that impious wretch must find his haven, and come safe to land, if so Jove's destinies required, and this his end in view, must stand yet all the same, when hard beset in war by a brave people, forced to go outside his boundaries, and torn from Iolus, let him beg assistance, let him see the unmerited deaths of those around and with him, and accepting peace on unjust terms, let him not even so enjoy his kingdom or the life he longs for, but fall in battle before his time and lie unburied on the sand. This I implore. This is my last cry, as my last blood flows. Then, O my tyrants, besieged with hate his progeny and all his race to come, make this your offering to my dust. No love, no pact must be between our peoples. No, but rise up from my bones, avenging spirit. Harry with fire and sword the Dardan countrymen, now or hereafter, at whatever time. The strength will be afforded, coast with coast, in conflict, I implore, and sea with sea, and arms, may they contend in war, themselves and all the children of their children. Now she took thought of one way or another, at the first chance, to end her hated life, and briefly spoke to Barcy, who had been Sychaeus' nurse, her own an urn of ash, long held in her ancient fatherland. Dear nurse, tell Sister Anna to come here, and have her quickly bedew herself with running water, before she brings our victims for atonement. Let her come that way, and you, too, put on pure wool around your brows. I have a mind to carry out that rite to Stygian Jove, that I have readied here, and put an end to my distress, committing to the flames the peril of the miserable Dardan. At this, with an old woman's eagerness, Barce hurried away, and Dido's heart beat wildly at the enormous thing afoot. She rolled her bloodshot eyes, her quivering cheeks were flecked with red as her sick pallor grew before her coming death. Into the court she burst her way, then at her passion's height she climbed the parry, and bared the Dardan sword, a gift desired once for no such need. Her eyes, now on the Trojan clothing there, and the familiar bed, she paused a little, weeping a little, mindful, then laid down and spoke her last words. Remnants dear to me, while God and fate allow it, take this breath and give me respite from these agonies. I live my life out to the very end, and past the stages fortunate had appointed. Now my tall shade goes to the underworld. I built a famous town, saw my great walls, avenged my husband, made my hostile brother pay for his crime. Happy at last, too happy, if only the Dardanian keels had never beached on our coast. And here she kissed the bed. I die unavenged, she said, but let me die. This way, a blessed relief to go into the undergloom. Let the cold Trojan, far at sea, drink in this conflagration, and take with him the omen of my death. Amid these words, her household people saw her, crumpled over the steel blade, and the blade, aflush with red blood, drenched her hands. A scream pierced the high chambers. Now, through the shocked city, rumor went rioting, as wails and sobs, with women's outcries, echoed in the palace, and heaven's high air gave back the beating din, as though all Carthage or old Tyre fell to storming enemies, and out of hand flames billowed on the roofs of men and gods. Her sister heard, and trembling, faint with terror, lacerating her face, beating her breasts, ran through the crowd to call the dying queen. It came to this, then, sister, you deceived me. The parry meant this, altars and fires meant this. What should I mourn first, being abandoned? Did you scorn your sister's company in death? You should have called me out to the same fate, the same blade's edge and hurt, at the same hour, should have taken us off. With my own hands had I to build this parry, and I had to call upon our country's God, that in the end, with your place on it here, O heartless one, I should be absent. You have put to death yourself and me, the people and the fathers bred in Sidon, and your own new city. Give me fresh water, let me bathe her wound, and catch upon my lips any last breath hovering over hers. Now she had climbed the topmost steps, and took her dying sister into her arms to cherish, with a sob, using her dress to stanch the dark blood flow. But Dido, trying to lift her heavy eyes, fainted again. Her chest wound whistled air. 3 times she struggled up on one elbow, and each time fell back on the bed. Her gaze went wavering as she looked for heaven's light, and groaned at finding it. Almighty Juno, filled with pity for this long ordeal and difficult passage, now sent Iris down out of Olympus to set free the wrestling spirit from the body's hold. For since she died not at her fated span, nor as she merited, but before her time, inflamed and driven mad, Proserpina had not yet plucked from her the golden hair, delivering her to Orcus of the Styx. So humid Iris through bright heaven flew on saffron yellow wings, and in her train a thousand hues shimmered before the sun. At Dido's head she came to rest. This token, sacred to Dis, I bear away as bidden, and free you from your body. Saying this, she cut a lock of hair. Along with it, her body's warmth fell into dissolution, and out into winds her life withdrew. And I'm going to leave it off there. Thank you for watching. If you like this reading, continue watching it. Give it a thumbs up, or if you don't like it, give it a thumbs down if it's the first time seeing it. Leave comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.